How do we? I guess we have to go live right now.
Is this the part where we take our shirts off?
Yes. By the way, guys, I'm hosting. Okay.
Oh, no. You're hosting.
Welcome to Clickbait Sports. Look at this shirt that I got for $5 today.
Actually, that's a good idea. You know, 5 points, $5, $5 fines. Boom. There you go.
I mean, in the $5 bin, look at this. Remembering LT. Did you see that they're coming out with these helmets this year against the Cowboys, who are going to their throwback star uniforms, and they're going to go head-to-head in some classic get-ups. All right, it is Thursday, Clickbait Sports. Tom is here, but he's dressed as his punishment. For those of you in the chat, type in what it was, if you remember, if you were here last week. But first, let's introduce the other members of Clickbait Sports. Brandon is somewhere not here. Tree, who are you and why are you here? I don't even know who you are.
I mean, to be fair, I am a cybernetic organism brought back to save John Connor and Sarah Connor from the T-1000.
Sweet. You do have sort of Arnold-like physique. I've seen it before.
I don't know about that.
You're very strong. Nah.
Maybe past prime Arnold physique.
Yeah, you look like my housekeeper. And then down below, we have Scooter Magruta. What's going on, Scooter?
What's going on, guys? Listen, football season is right around the corner. I was talking to these guys earlier. I'm not ready. Are you guys ready for football? I'm scared, chat. Help me. Be in prayer.
You're only scared because the Dallas Cowboys are going to go 7-9 or 7-10. Come on.
I miss football. Like, it's like I get when football season goes away, it's like summertime or like school is not in session. I don't miss football like I miss school, but I just say it's like your best friend is gone. He goes and lives with his mom for the summertime, you know, or whatever, and you're like, that's my dog, man. I want to hang out with him. But when he's back, you're like, yeah, let's go. Let's hang. Let's go.
I imagine as football season approaches, the hypedness will return. But right now, I am afraid.
Definitely a word in I'm Webster's dictionary. All right, so last week, those of you who said it, Tom had to watch the movie Morbius in its entirety and then also dress as Morbius. So without further ado, here is Tom Grossi,
the worst
as Morbius. Oh, my bad.
As I said, he looks like Simon Belmont from Castlevania.
Before
I feel like I need to douse holy water on this man.
Before the show, we definitely. Oh, go ahead.
Here's the problem. So I ordered fangs off of Amazon, and they sent me 12 of them. But I must have accidentally ordered the fangs for children because these don't fit in my mouth. So I have to say, they're basically stabbing me in my gums. And it's still a better experience than watching that dog crap of a movie, because that movie was almost, I really don't know if it was that one or the Kevin James one. I don't know which one was worse, but I don't want to watch these movies anymore. I had food poisoning the other day, and I watched Morbius while I was recovering. It didn't help with the recovery at all.
So which was better, Morbius or food poisoning?
Morbius, but that's only because I could not stop vomiting, and at least I stopped vomiting when Morbius was over. So
I thought you were going to say I couldn't stop vomiting, and that was from watching Morbius.
Yeah,
I did say to Tom beforehand, I feel like he should have a British accent. I don't know, for whatever reason, it just seems like
I can't do my accent with this because
no. Well, Tom, what you need to say? What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. That's what you need to say.
And also,
This is a wig that apparently is very good quality. This costume's not, but it's the only one I could get on short notice. So it came with pants. So
Oh, yes. I needed to see
Okay.
a full spin here from Tom Grassi as
Yeah,
well.
this is what your money buys. You're looking at
Yes.
it right here.
I have
Also,
an-
let Tom know if you want to add this character to the lore. Let him know.
no,
That
please
could be
no.
Wildflower's dad. We
No.
don't know.
Yeah,
these
or
things.
his cousin from Baltimore that is a Ravens fan, Poe. Mhm.
Anything is possible.
Anyways, can you give us a rundown of like what happens in the movie? And I just want to know if you paid attention because I know the basic plot of Morbius. I don't want to. We're fact checking you here.
Okay, so guys, this is gonna be a spoilerific talk or review
No one cares.
of
Yes.
Morbius. So if you haven't seen the film, continue to not see the film. I don't want this to sound like an endorsement because it is not. It's not an endorsement of the movie. Because basically what happens is Jared Leto, yeah, pretty much. So Jared Leto, he's got this. Oh, I just bit my tongue with these stupid.
You can spit
words.
those out if you want.
No,
I mean,
no.
yeah, you can tell.
No.
Oh, okay, he's a warrior here, guys.
No. I'm a vampire, damn it. A living vampire. Anyway, so Morbius and like his brother, and for some reason his name changes to Milo. I don't really know why, but they got this rare blood disease, and their adopted dad, who's also like the director of the hospital, is like, okay, I'm gonna take care of Milo. Morbius, you go and his name's Michael, but you go off to medical school, and so he's like trying to find out the cure for this disease that he has, and there's like, oh, I can't figure it out. Then they bring some stupid ass vampire bats in, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go on this illegal mission with mercenaries to go and like try to see these bats. And he winds up getting cured, but oh no, it turns him into a vampire, which out of all the prescription commercials I've seen, I've never seen that one as one of the side effects. So that's a problem. But anyway, he becomes a vampire and he's like fighting this urge to drink blood. And this is what the stupidest part of the movie was. And there are a lot of stupid parts of this movie. But like he was drinking this synthetic blood because I don't know, Sony just didn't want to show him killing people, but it was stupid as hell. Regardless of that, then Milo comes back, who's played by Matt Smith, who's a good actor, but he seemed to realize that he's in a god-awful movie, so he just did whatever the hell he wanted to do. It's memed now, but there's a whole dance scene with him where he's just like dancing and he like turns in a mirror and then he like growls. But basically, he gets pissed off because Morbius found out that there was a cure because he got cured. And he's like, hey, bro, cure me. And Morbius is like, well, I'm not going to cure you because then you'll turn into a vampire. So then Milo goes, okay, I'm going to cure myself. So he cures himself and he turns into a vampire because, again, side effects like on the TV commercial. And he kills a nurse. And then Morbius is like, bro, you just killed a nurse. Like, you can't, that's not cool. And then he could stop his brother, but he's like, I can't hurt my brother. So after he doesn't hurt his brother, basically a whole bunch of stupid crap happens. And I gotta be honest, guys, like the movie's really stupid. So what winds up happening is they fight, and Morbius winds up like, first of all, his assistant winds up dying in his arms, but spoiler, she doesn't really die because a drop of Morbius' blood gets in her mouth. She turns into a vampire later. But regardless, the final thing, he winds up subduing his brother with bats, injecting him with the cure, and so he dies in his arms, and then he turns like with the bats, and he's like, oh, I'm so sad. But, oh wait, there's more. At the very
There's
end,
more.
There's more. Because the after credit scenes are some of the worst pieces of crap I have ever seen in my life. So the Vulture from the Spider-Man universe, from the MCU, the good one, except the Into the Spider-Verse, that's a very good Sony film. But regardless, he winds up magically appearing in a prison cell, and then they're like, wait a minute, we gotta let him go because he's not on our roster of prisoners. And then apparently Keaton did not want to be in this movie, which I can't blame him at all. But he winds up showing up in full mask or whatever in a horrible CGI bullcrap fest. And he's like, I don't know how I got here, but I think it's Spider-Man. We should team up out of nowhere. So, yeah, they want to do more movies, I think, but I don't think they will. So I'm going to give this 2 Morbs out of 5, because they never said it's Morbin time. They never said it.
Oh, they never actually said.
They never said it's Morbin time, which was the most.
Did they Morb though?
No, there was really not a lot of Morbin going on. So,
okay. Yes, lots of Kyler talk here. Now, how much can we pay you to take those out for the rest of the show?
You want me to take them out?
I mean, it sounds like you have marbles in your mouth, literally.
Yeah, no, it hurts. This is painful right now.
Dude,
okay, how much can we pay you to keep them in?
I'm a big fan of taking a lot of things in their mouth, but that sounds more painful than the
I wore a shampoo costume for a whole hour, so it's just fine. Just come back to me whenever you want me to talk. But that's Morbius. Don't see it. Don't. The meetings aren't as funny, guys. That'll make them make more movies. Please don't go. Please just stop.
Have you ever seen the movie The Producers? Do you understand the premise of The Producers?
Yes, I do.
I think that Morbius was a tax write-off or intentionally made to tank, and it did just that. Jared Leto is 50, by the way. 50.
And he's ruined so many franchises.
Yes, he has. He ruined Batman. Just how did he?
Even though he was better in the Justice League Zack Snyder cut, he was better in that.
Okay. So. All right. Today, it was announced that Kyler Murray received. Who knows the particulars here?
I think I saw Ari Myrov highlight it. I think it is
six years.
It's 5 years, 235 million, I believe.
I don't even know what
that's guaranteed.
Guaranteed. 160 guaranteed.
Yeah, it's not fully guaranteed.
Not fully, but it is pretty. It's not Deshaun, but it's up. Yep.
AAV was what? 38 million? No, 40 something million.
It's like 43 million.
The contract makes
45
second
million.
Highest paid player in the NFL. So Kyler is now the second highest paid player in the NFL.
Kyler Murray is the second highest paid player.
That's pretty not a bad idea for chucking a ball right to the Rams.
Rapid reaction. What are we thinking? This came across the timeline. 5. What are you thinking you saw this?
So if his AAV is 45, right, and he just makes 4 years, so he'll come out on top over, and you said 160 is guaranteed. So if he just plays 4 years on this contract, he'll net plus 20 million over his guaranteed portion. It's pretty achievable for him. Like, you're not going to sign him for that much money and then cut him after 3 years. Good deal for Kyler. The question is like, for me is, how does this affect Cliff Kingsbury, right? Like, I'm just thinking like, okay, you're locked in with Kyler Murray. Now Cliff Kingsbury has to put up or shut up. So it's kind of 2 goes
that's
with
the first
1.
thing that you thought when you saw
that's
this.
how it, because players are going to get their bag and they deserve it.
Kingsbury wanted Murray from the beginning.
He does, but like if he don't produce with his guy that they just G'd up for 160 million.
So Tree, you saw this. What did you say?
Yeah, yes.
The first thing you saw Kyler sign.
To be completely honest with you, Arizona didn't really have a choice. They invested so much in Kyler Murray. They gave him that #1 overall pick by screwing over Josh Rosen. You brought in DeAndre Hopkins. You brought in J.J. Watt. You brought in Marquise Brown as well to try and appease him. Zach Ertz. So you had brought in weapons. You have built everything to try and insulate Kyler Murray. You've catered a system to him. So if the Arizona Cardinals lived and died by Kyler Murray, that's always been their thing. And if he's not going to be able to do it, then the Cardinals die with him. But the goal was always, it wasn't really Kingsbury, it wasn't really Keim, it was Kyler Murray. That was the centerpiece of the plan. And their plan was always to pay Kyler Murray. And they finally got around to it. I mean, I don't know if I'd agree with paying him this much, but unfortunately, with the going rate and the higher salary cap, I mean, that's going to be broken in about 3 weeks.
It's so interesting. Lamar is definitely salivating. Tom Morbius, I'm sorry. What did you think when this came across your timeline on Twitter?
Oh, crap. I have to make a video. 1. Second thing was
Yeah, I was thinking about guys like Justin Herbert. I was thinking about Lamar Jackson, of course, sooner rather than later. But I honestly was thinking further ahead, and I go, damn, if Joe Burrow continues to be that good, this guy's going to get like $1 billion. So, yeah, I think that the Cardinals really had no choice to do this. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad deal because the way that it's structured is kind of like a crappy Deshaun Watson deal because the amount of money that's guaranteed is nothing like it was for Deshaun. Of course, the big number, which is what they try to go for, is what agents go for. The big number's scary. And it's like, oh man, that's so high. However, you talk about all the weapons that he has gotten, and I think their offensive line is still very shaky. And I think the fact that you're not going to have DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 games is going to be rough. But I think it comes down to Cliff Kingsbury because it's like, okay, you've kind of put your stamp of approval on Kyler Murray. There was all that drama in the offseason, deleting Instagram posts. But now you're saying, nope, we're riding with him. So if they're not successful this year, I have to imagine that Cliff Kingsbury is on the chopping block because how many times are we going to see him completely blow the second half of the season?
Yeah.
He's done that every single year he's coached.
Is looking forward. I looked at this and I was looking backwards. I was looking at Rain Dakota Prescott's deal and saying, see, it was a good thing we signed him when we did because now the price
Josh Allen, the Bills right now are laughing their way to the bank. They're like, this was great. Like they got the deal done. And now it looks like a home run compared to this. Because that's the thing. It's just going to keep going up for Jackson, for Herbert, and then eventually for Burrow. Like it's just going to continue to climb and climb and climb.
So I did not understand when Dak was signed. All these people were saying, oh, we overpaid for Dak. Overpaid?
I did
Look at what the contracts are going for now, and it's only going to get worse and worse over time. So yeah, that is something management did great. 5.
Once Arch Manning gets paid, he's probably going to get an entire island devoted to the Manning family. That's all I'm gonna say.
If he pans out. Like what Tom just said, like if Joe Burrow wins a Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years, like before his rookie deal expires, he's going to break a $50 million playing for sure. Cause everyone's going to think that this is, oh my goodness. Who just got,
it's not me. It's not me. Yes. Not me.
What?
Who got the 500?
Who is about to get.
Oh, is that Scoots? Because I don't think that's not me.
It's Scooter. The lone win was against the Cowboys.
500 bomb.
Listen, relax.
That's a great stat.
That is a great stat. That's my favorite stat of the show.
That's a great stat.
Down. Everyone calm down.
So I want to kind of segue into thank you, Kaylee, for punishing Scooter because I have a very good punishment lined up.
Ooh.
You guys might
is it the nipple thing?
No.
Oh.
I got some
You're saving that one. Okay,
yes. Excuse me. So, Tom, you bring up, and I alluded to this earlier about Cliff Kingsbury, right? And that makes me more curious about who is going to be the first coach to get fired in the upcoming season. Like, who, if they start out of the gate, say 0-3, 0-4, who is going to get
McCarthy is out of the. I guarantee Mike McCarthy starts 0-4. We're seeing something. We're seeing Sean Payton news on the way.
Do you say Matt Rule?
Matt Rule.
He's already on the hot seat.
Yeah. If they go 0-1,
why he still has his job is because of the money he's owed.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's a good one. Matt Rule is on the hot seat. Mike McCarthy, if they start 0-4, the thing I see with football though, it's not like hockey where you can fire a coach in the playoffs and still win the Stanley Cup. Like there's so many different systems. You can't just come in as a new coach.
Pete Carroll's getting fired.
Okay,
I don't know.
I got an article right here.
They chose him over Russell Wilson. Like I don't think the Seahawks are expected to do well.
No.
So here we go. Coaches in the hot seat. Matt Rule, Mike McCarthy, Ron Rivera. What do we think about this?
Possibly. A little hot for what they spent to go out and get Carson Wentz, the gym teacher. But no one, they don't ever make smart moves in Washington. So that would be a dumb move to let Ron
I
Rivera.
could see
go,
Brendan Staley
sure.
being on the hot seat if they start really good.
Ooh, that's a hot, spicy take right there.
I don't know about that, man. I mean,
Um,
once again, there's a lot of pressure on the Chargers to gain a foothold in LA, especially because the Rams just won a Super Bowl. They can't be second best.
If they don't make it, if they don't make the playoffs again, I could definitely see them potentially looking at that.
Is Dan Campbell on the hot seat? Yes or no?
No, not even a little
No.
bit. Not they literally could win 3 games this year, and I still don't think he'd be on the hot seat.
Yeah, like he is ideal, like for either tanking or winning. It's like one of the two. Like who cares?
Robert Saleh.
Oof,
Saleh?
Robert.
Nah.
No, he's on the up. He's
They love him
actually
there.
statistically
When was
Salah
this article written?
is a good coach. So even though the
Yes.
Jets did not win, I mean the team is disciplined. They don't make many mistakes, and Salah is
I say
he's got
Salah?
them going in the right direction.
Yeah, Lovey
You
Smith
think
is probably going to get
Vrabel?
fired
And
regardless.
then
Yeah,
Carroll.
yeah.
Probably
Carroll's
Frank
last
Reich.
on this
Frank
article.
Reich would be an interesting one too.
Frank Reich is interesting. He's sort of hung on there. He could go
Him
somewhere else.
and Chris Ballard. Both
Yeah.
would be fired if they miss the playoffs again.
Robert
Done.
Salad. Yes, I know that
Robert-
guy. Brian Dable already on the hot seat in New York. That's how
Dable?
we do things. We just put them on the hot seat before they even get in the
Flash,
building.
here's an actual question.
Okay.
If either Kadarius Toney or Kenny Galladay do not score a single touchdown again, do you cut either of them?
Cut.
We will take Tony at any time.
Tony, I feel like you could
Cut.
trade. How long did
Yeah.
you sign Galladay for? That was a
4
big deal.
years. We're in the second year of a 4-year contract where they paid him $21 million per. I
So-
still don't get it.
How much
They-
is he
I guess-
guaranteed? Is it like 45, 50, or
I think
60?
half of it's
Take a look.
guaranteed.
So you can cut him
you
with,
could
like,
cut him
next to
after this
nothing.
year, but then you still take the cap hit. Like you don't just because you clear the guaranteed portion doesn't mean that the cap.
Well, you have some dead cap. For
That's
all these,
why
but
you-
it's
out
not
after-
overly large
Oh,
because you
point.
don't have the guarantee.
There's an out after 2023.
Here's-
Oh yeah, no, it actually does not make sense because the
Here's a
no,
question.
you cannot
for
cut
all of you
Galladay.
guys,
It's such a
okay?
dumb move. It's
Here's a
fucking-
question. Let's keep it in
excuse me.
NFL. And this is a question for all of you guys. The Cowboys, right? Let's talk about my team for a little
Let's
bit.
always bring it back to the Cowboys.
There are a
yes.
couple of
Always.
players on my team right now where the fans are a little bit conflicted, right? The fans, they're kind of split. And so I'm wondering, are there any players like this on your team? As an example, Ezekiel Elliott. If you look at the way his contract is structured, some people are saying no matter what happens, this is Zeke's last year. He can be the best running back in the league. It doesn't matter. We're out after this year. That's one group. That's one group's thoughts. The other person's thoughts is this is the best pass protector in the league. This guy's one of the best running backs still. He was just injured. Okay. Similarly, we have our tight end, Dalton Schultz, split right down the middle. Some people are saying we should pay this man. Some people are saying he doesn't warrant this money. He's not a good enough blocker. So my question is, who are those players on your teams? Who are those players?
that you have to pay.
No, where it's just split, where people are saying
Polarizing,
"You
the
know
most
what?
polarizing
I
players.
think we need this person. No, we don't. We don't need that person. Who are those players on your teams?
I don't know if there's anybody
No,
like
not
that
me.
because most fans are out on Daniel Jones for the Giants. Like most, oh my goodness.
oh my God,
God.
who got that?
Not me.
Not
Thank
me.
God.
It's not me.
Okay, we're back.
Five.
Oh, that was
Uh-oh.
me. Detroit
We're back.
fans love
Yeah!
me. He
Now
dropped
wait a
five.
minute. Wait a
He
minute.
or she
Is Five
dropped-
gonna blow a $500 lead like I did last week?
Yeah,
Let's go,
maybe.
baby. Let's
Maybe.
go.
Wow.
Someone donate to Five.
There's nobody on the Giants like that.
Oh,
We
we
hate
look
all the
right
players. We're just like
We
forget
hate
it.
our whole team.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
maybe Tony is the one guy that no one can make their mind up on.
Who's
but-
split for your teams?
I,
Because like, it
I
is
just don't
literally-
know.
It's like I read the forums. I'm looking at people. Some people are like, "Yeah, sign him." No, don't sign him. We don't need him. Like
It's not that way with
back and
Daniel
forth.
Jones for sure. Everyone's like he needs to put up this year or he's gone, and that's the over the top consensus on Daniel Jones. Same with anybody in New York. It's like, hey, you want to play here? You better produce, eh?
Who's
Yeah.
that player?
That's my New
Who's-
Yorker.
Who's
That's how you
dividing
talk
the
when you're from New
fandom?
York.
in Pittsburgh, Tree? What's the player?
I would say the big one right now is Deontay Johnson because he wants a big extension. The question is, do you pay him or do you think you let him go and develop a new wide receiver? Because the Steelers have developed themselves as sort of a wide receiver academy. Plus, Deontay Johnson, he's improved his hands, but they're not concrete just yet. So the question is, do you pay a wide receiver or do you save it for somebody else? Because remember, you just paid Minka, you just paid TJ Watt. Devin Bush would be another one, but everyone knows he's just like, he sucked last year. So if he doesn't, he's done. So I would say the Deontay Johnson's the big one, especially in terms of paying or not paying.
Not named Aaron Rodgers, who is dividing the Packers fandom. Should we keep this guy? We don't need this guy. Who's that player?
Yeah. What is Cop, by the way? This guy donated $40,000 in Cop.
Probably
it's Croatian
P.
I don't
know. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all good. It was Kevin King. That's who it was. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe Mason Crosby, especially after that Bengals game. But then he kind of cleaned it up last year, so maybe a little bit on Crosby. Maybe a guy like Dean Lowry. Like, there's no real like high profile guys on the Packers right now that they're like, oh, we don't want him there. So I think that's kind of done. It would have been Kevin King for a while, but
what was the news on Kevin King? Like, what were people saying on Kevin King back when it was Kevin King?
Oh, I mean, like everything. They pointed to the NFC Championship game against the Buccaneers and Scotty Miller running right past him and how he's a liability. And like Kevin King definitely, when he was on the field, it was pretty solid, but he was a liability. Oh, Colombian pesos.
Oh, okay. This guy is in Colombia.
There you go.
No.
Yes, and they're saying that's $9. Thank you.
By the way, the Saints put Michael Thomas on the PUP list.
Ooh, already. Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know when he's coming back. Like,
and what's funny about, and this is a great segue into the next section.
Yeah, maybe Jordan Love. Maybe, you know what? That's actually a good call.
By the way, Saquon a little bit of the debate, because if he's healthy and he can play, you got to sign him, right?
Can we talk about Saquon for 2 minutes here? Like, let's talk about Saquon because, and I want to get your guys' opinions on this too, Tree and Tom. I read an article by some insider. He says he can't stand Saquon Barkley because he does not know how to play running back still. He always is going for the big play. He compared him to like a Barry Sanders-esque like player where he doesn't know that every play doesn't need to be a home run. Some plays are designed to make 3 or 4 yards. And Saquon, this still has not clicked for him. Have you read that? Have you seen that?
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing?
He just wants to score every time he touches the ball.
Don't you want to turn a halfback dive into a 90-yard rush? Don't you want that dog?
If it's a liability, I think maybe that's the argument.
No, because they basically what they're saying is he's doing it to the detriment of the team.
The detriment.
So what do you think? What do you think? Did you see this article, by the way? Like, have you heard anything about this?
Who was the player that matured after? Like, was it Emmitt Smith that realized, or maybe it was Barry later in his career that realized I don't need to score every time? But then Barry just kept on scoring every time. I don't know, man. Like, here's the thing with Saquon. Every time I go check my timeline, there's a new picture of Saquon with his shirt off, and I showed it to my wife, and now I'm divorced. And that is the problem, because he is just too attractive. And I can't take it with Saquon.
What do you think happens?
Looks great with the shirt off, and he needs to look even better on the football field this year.
Do you think he signs again?
I think he stays healthy, knock on wood, but I think he has like a pedestrian season, like maybe 900, 1,000 yards. And then it puts the Giants exactly where you just said we don't want to be, which is we have no idea whether to sign him or not. And then probably they sign him for.
Wait, you're talking about that new picture of Saquon? Like that one?
Any picture of Saquon,
because I saw this one,
is ridiculous. Yes. So
we just got demonetized.
How do you look like that? Like, how do you like get up and allow yourself to look like that? You're the richest guy in the world. Like, do something, please. Like, you might have more money than me, but do you see the picture of him like at this angle too? It does not look human. Doesn't look like a real person. Looks
I
like the
honestly,
supervillain.
I thought I was a ghost. I'm okay.
Yeah, I just got a tan from the reflection
I'm
off of my
okay.
screen. Like, look, I'm already darker. All right, segue. 50 bomb. Scooter.
Oh,
Scooter
good.
got some comp. I don't know if he's fighting like the Falcons.
Bro.
They just completed the pass to Julio
Michael.
Jones.
Why, Michael? Why?
Whatever.
Detroit fans was trying to get me. Here's the thing. All right, some Madden ratings came out. Speaking of running backs, I want to show you this graphic right here. These are the top 10 running backs in Madden on speed. Who is Nathan Cottrell and why have I never heard of him? Like, am I a bad football fan for not knowing who this man is? Nathan Cottrell. Who is he? Did any of y'all know him before seeing this?
No.
I know
I don't even
all
know
the
who,
other running
Ty
backs. I know who
Chandler is.
Kenneth. I know who Kenneth Walker is.
Mhm.
I didn't know who Ngakwu is.
Kene
trying to
Nwangwu,
figure
he was their
out-
kick
yes.
returner. He had a couple.
I'm trying to
go
figure out
back
why
touchdowns,
Tony
so I know
Pollard's
who he is.
so low. They are disrespecting my man with a 93 speed rating. The heck is this?
So
Watch what
Derrick
happens this
Henry
He
at
just looks
94.
faster because he's running after Zeke.
That is absurd that a man that big, like, I'm not hating on the rating of Derrick Henry at 93 because the man is fast once he gets going, but that is absurd to have that level of speed.
It is.
For
I've met
a
Derrick
man.
Henry in person. This man is huge. Okay.
Okay.
No, they didn't. Dwight. No, they did not. No one said that.
No
Let's
one said
talk
that.
about- Can
Or
we
did
talk
football
about
gods
these
get this
Madden
one up here?
ratings though? Because
Yes.
the thing is, I know the guy who does the ratings. I know
Oh, you
him.
know what's his name?
Yes, I know him. So we need to
Dad?
talk about this. What the heck is going on with Dallas Cowboys players? Micah Parsons, how do you go down in a ranking? How does Micah Parsons go down? Let's start there. We'll continue.
That to me was perplexing. He wasn't, I think he was like ranked like not in the top 10 for edge. Like
And
he
then-
was
How was
No, but for
Trayvon
linebackers,
Diggs?
he was ranked in the top 10.
Trayvon
yes.
Diggs is not even up there in the top 10 either.
Well,
Well, Trayvon
That's
Diggs, if you
accurate.
look at his
That's-
analytics,
that-
all he did
yeah,
was catch interceptions.
like, yeah,
He
his
got burned in
catching
coverage.
should be like 99, but his coverage should be like 70.
Bro, are y'all?
so let's
y'all
be
telling me
honest.
Trayvon Diggs is
Let's-
not a
let's
top
be
10
honest.
quarterback.
is
Trayvon
not.
Diggs is not a top 10
He's
cornerback. Is
not.
that
Trayvon
what
Diggs
you
just
guys-
caught a bunch of interceptions.
Is that what you guys are going with?
We need to start making bets.
It's kind of a
again.
Michael
That's
Jackson
what
wig.
we need to do. Chat, what are you saying about Diggs? Is he a top 10 cornerback or
Are
not? Because
y'all
I know who the chat
hating?
can we post a poll? Can we do that?
Bro.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm saying no. Trayvon Diggs is not in the top half. He just caught a bunch of balls.
Top
Like that
half?
is that define being a good cornerback is just catching an
Y'all
interception,
are
having good
sleep.
hands?
Wow, this chat is saying that Diggs is poop.
No,
Ooh,
I mean,
wow.
and
Well,
of course, like Tom and
let's
Five
see.
know a lot about catching balls. So.
Do you remember that
Third
play,
thinker.
Scooter, where Kadarius Toney took Trayvon Diggs' soul and just left him on the bench? Like he didn't just leave him in the middle of the field. Like he parked Diggs
was-
on the bench.
it
Like
was
he
a good
sat
play.
down and was like, he went
It was a
straight to
good
the
play.
water fountain. Like
It was
That's
just he
where he
made
went.
one cut. It was a good play. That's all that
Mhm.
happened.
It's
He made one good play during that game, and that was it. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just saying, one of your boys thrashed one of your other boys, and
He
now you
can
don't
do
know
that a
what
lot
to do.
too if y'all would just
Mhm.
give him an opportunity.
We-
The
we-
heck?
I mean, he got an
plenty
opportunity
of
and he embarrassed
opportunities.
Trayvon Diggs. So,
Plenty,
I mean,
plenty of opportunities for two this year for Kadarius Toney, who will be healthy in both occasions. I'm saying
Give
it right
us
now.
Toney
That's
right
not
now.
even an
Yes.
ad. That's a legitimate state of fact.
Any other more
Hey, look,
Madden
bro.
ratings that
Look,
you guys
look,
had beef
Look,
with?
y'all are not going to disrespect these Cowboys players like this. Zach Martin is the best O lineman in the game. What are you talking about, Tree?
No, I'd have Quentin Nelson. I'd have Wyatt
Why
Teller.
are you
I would
lying?
probably
to
have
yourself?
David Bakhtiari.
Why are y'all
yeah,
lying?
Bakhtiari.
to
I'd have Ryan
yourself?
Kelly. Come
Zach
on.
Martin's the best.
Elton
Zach
Jenkins.
Martin's a good lineman, but he's
not
not
good.
the best
He's not good.
lineman.
He's great. He's the
All
great.
right, I want to bring up
in the league.
these wide receivers. Speaking of Kadarius Toney, and this is spelled Amani Cooper on the Sporting News website, by the way.
Trayvon
great-
Diggs is the Morbius of cornerbacks.
Y'all gonna stop disrespecting Diggs. Watch what happens this year. Watch what happens this year. Y'all are disrespecting Diggs.
Oh, man,
He's seen the disrespect. Zeke has seen the disrespect. Everyone has seen. Watch what? Okay.
You know who I respect? Mike McCarthy, because he is doing God's work in ruining the Dallas Cowboys. So I respect the job that he's doing.
I mean,
Week 10 is going to be so much fun, Scooter. It's going to be so great.
half of that.
It's going to be so great.
We
And you
play
know
yet?
it's going to be great. Week 10.
We play
Week 10. Week 10, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm
you
in-
guys got to stream
to
that,
the
or
frozen
just go to the
tundra
game
Of
together.
Lambeau.
Can you guys
Field.
go
In
to
the
the
back-
game?
Say I won't go to Lambeau. Say
You won't
I
go to
won't
Lambeau. You won't go to Lambeau.
Chat. Say I
You won't
won't go to Lambeau.
No, you're
Could
going
you
to
next
Lambeau.
out
You're going to
How
Lambeau.
about this? As a punishment,
Dallas
yes.
Cowboys gear.
Could you go to Lambeau,
No.
Scooter, with the big Dallas Cowboys
No.
50-gallon
What's that?
hat
What's
on?
No.
I would
No.
pay
jacket?
that.
We just
jacket
make
did we get?
Scooter lose the week before and make him go decked out in Packers gear.
Absolutely
That's
not.
it.
Ooh,
That's
no.
it.
Veto. That's a clean veto. We are
No.
going
I-
with what's that actor's name? That singer. We got his jersey. We all
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran with the Ed Sheeran jacket
Cowboys
on.
Jacket. Say I won't go to Green Bay with the Ed Sheeran jacket on. Say I won't, chat.
No, I definitely you have to wear the huge Cowboys hat, and then you got to be mic'd up, and you got to take all the punishment from the Packers fans. I'm sure they would love you. Like, they'd be like, Scooter,
They're really
they would hug
nice.
you, and then they would talk mad crap during the game, and then probably
I would
buy
be
you
out
some
there.
cheese
I
curds
would be
after.
out.
I just want to ask you a question. Amari Cooper receives a rating of 90 from Madden.
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows
Below
somebody.
Terry McLaurin, below Keenan Allen, below Mike Evans, below Justin Jefferson. Are Stephon Diggs, are all these guys better than Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins?
Listen.
Wait, you think
I'm
Amari
the-
Cooper is worse or better?
On the
Worst.
Cowboys.
Okay.
On the Cowboys, he was better. I can't
Okay.
on the Browns. I don't. Who
What
knows?
was he worth?
Who
A
knows?
5th round pick? Was that it? Fifth
knows?
round pick?
Yeah, you really didn't get a whole lot with trade value.
We
Really, what
did
I'm
not- we really did not.
That's
what I'm
happens when you
shocked
bring back
about-
an Michael Gallup with the torn ACL.
with these ratings was Michael Thomas, who you said was on the PUP list already, was given a 90 above Tyler Lockett, Chris Goodwin, and Godwin, DK Metcalf, and Debo Samuel only an 89.
I
And
actually
Michael
heard that.
Thomas, who hasn't played
How is
since-
Debo in 89? That's what I'm trying to
Because
figure out.
all right, he's had solid seasons. He's had one really good season, and last
But
year
that's
was
all you
really,
need.
really good. Don't get me
just
wrong.
need one for a
You
good
need to-
rating.
People tend to forget the Madden terminology is always they grossly underrate players in their first, second, and third year, and they grossly overrate players when they're
Yep.
veterans on the decline.
Yeah, but
Okay,
Which
then
is why Khalil
here's my
Mack and
question.
Von Miller are still a
Here's my
95 when they're
question.
nowhere near that anymore.
Here's my question: should a player like Micah Parsons be limited because he's a second-year player?
no,
Right?
I disagree. Like, I thought that he was way underrated, Micah
I
Parsons.
think he is
I
too.
thought it was an injustice.
You're a defensive
his rating.
MVP candidate. Like he literally was a defensive MVP candidate. That's not an 88. That's a 90-something. Period.
It's at least a 90 for sure. I also thought that Cooper Kupp should have been the number one wide receiver, not Devontae Adams. Cooper Kupp had one of the best wide receiving seasons last year ever. Okay, ever. Especially for an undersized slot receiver, just putting up numbers like that. But Tom, what do you think about Devontae Adams being the number one receiver?
He just is. Like
And he
Cooper
left
Kupp
you-
had the best season last year by far, easy, done. But no, Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp's very good. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a top 5 wide receiver, easy. You can make an argument that he's a top 3, but yeah, no, Devontae Adams. I mean, I'm not trying. I know bias, homerism, whatever. Like, go and listen to the rankings that the players do. all the corners, all the other wide receivers, they say Devontae Adams because his footwork is the best. His route running is the best. His hands are one of the best. His speed is not like anything like Tyreek Hill, but like the guy gets double, triple covered and still catches the ball. Like he got what, like 18 touchdowns, not this past season, but the season before, and he missed games.
Are you saying you'd rather have Devontae than Tyreek Hill? Because that's what I heard.
Depends on what team we're on.
The Packers.
Oh, then yeah, Devontae, obviously, because he has the relationship with Rodgers.
That's fair.
So Devontae again left Aaron Rodgers to go to Derek Carr because he just wanted to. Was that?
I mean, it's his college roommate. It's his bro.
Still, I'm just saying, like, why? I guess Aaron Rodgers just
think
really
he
isn't
said
the
it
best
right.
in
They're
the world.
His
equal
grandma
talent.
also lives in California. She's never gone to see a game, and she's sick. So he,
Yeah,
okay.
and you know,
Well, that's
he
fair.
said it right.
Okay.
They're
Whatever.
equal talent, so it's the same
Equal
thing.
talent, yes.
Yeah.
Derek Carr
And
definitely
apples-
on the same level as Aaron Rodgers.
apples-
Probably
How many times has
doesn't
Derek
have a
Carr beaten the
freaky
Cowboys?
hippie girlfriend.
Same type of thing.
How many times has Derek Carr beaten the Cowboys in the playoffs too?
We are looking towards the future.
Wait,
The future.
I'm also
The
really
future.
surprised.
We
I
are
missed
in
now
this.
mode, dude.
Ed Sheeran in Green Bay. That's the future.
I'm surprised I missed this from your boy Lettuce. It said Stephon Diggs is a better cornerback than Trayvon.
Yes.
We saw it in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Listen,
saw
all your disrespect is being noted. All it is bulletin board
It's
material
not
for these guys.
disrespect,
Hey,
dude. It's
it is.
Hey,
That is
Scooter,
disrespect.
you want to make a bet that they're going
Hardcore
14-2
truth.
again?
Listen, to Morbius, relax. Relax.
You know what? I kind of want to make a bet with Scooter that the
Listen,
Cowboys don't win more than 2
I need
games.
everyone
wanna make a
here
more
watching this
ridiculous
to
bet.
relax. Okay, let's just all take.
I am relaxed.
Let's even relax.
Tree's like, I've been relaxed this whole damn stream.
Yeah, I'm at ease, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, as I said, I'm not even angry. I'm just saying this is the truth. The Cowboys are vastly overrated by yours truly right there, especially to my bottom left. This guy right here. He thinks the Cowboys are the cream of the crop and they're going
I
to the
don't
Super
think
Bowl every
the
year.
Cowboys
No,
are the cream of the crop. I am very realistic, and the
Wait a minute,
realistic.
don't you also have the bias behind Aaron Rodgers jersey?
Here's how I'm realistic.
That's the funniest thing I've heard all day.
I'm realistic because I realize we play in the NFC East,
That makes you realistic.
which means
Dude, you're probably finishing behind the
every
Giants this year.
season
Shut up.
we have
Oh my
a
God, if we
chance.
finished third. Oh my
Every
God.
season we have a chance to win the Super Bowl. That's what that means. Playing in the NFC East gives us.
But
that.
what happens after the regular
Hey,
season
look,
is over? You
all
have
you
to
do is
play
win
the
4 games in a row. That's all you got to
NFC
do.
West team.
4 games.
And
in
what
a row,
happened when you
Super
played
Bowl.
the NFC West team?
Any given
You got
Sunday,
beat.
4 games in a row. Let's go. Why not us? Why not?
Mike McCarthy, bad offensive line, lots of penalties like holding.
Over
Their
the
corners
cap.
are vastly overrated.
Overpaid.
You lost Amari
Elliott.
Cooper.
Discipline.
Ezekiel
Yeah.
Elliott might be
You lost
washed.
Receivers.
Relax.
Just a
Okay.
couple.
Okay.
You just said why not? I just
Paul
wanted to-
Vander Esch is constantly
couple.
hurt.
If the Rams
Kellen
can
Moore's
do
overrated.
it, we
Depth,
can do
yeah.
it. That's all
Play
I'm saying.
calling.
The Rams
Rams
gave up
do
all
what
their
we
draft picks, though,
Dak's
man. You
getting
haven't given
older.
up your draft picks.
We might. We might.
You might, huh?
Maybe. All right. One thing I want to talk about because we are getting closer to the NFL season is training camp battles are coming soon. We're 2 weeks away from players reporting. What training camp battle are you guys looking forward to? I have one, but if you guys have any for your team,
For our teams or in general?
yes,
I don't know about
or
battles.
just any.
I don't know about battles, but it is going to be very interesting to look at the wide receiver core for the Cowboys. That's a beautiful.
That was good.
That was like self.
That was like I am sacrificing myself for this burn.
yes.
The wide receiver core, right? Michael Gallup's going to be out for the first couple of weeks. What does Tolbert do, right? And not only that, but what do these other longer tenured receivers who kind of never gotten this chance to shine? It's do or die time. Noah Brown, this is it. This is your opportunity right here. And on that same in that same vein,
Bane.
running back battle. Okay. The third string running back, we have no idea who that's going to be, but really
better than Zeke.
Tony Pollard's role. What is it going to be? Will we see packages of Zeke and Pollard on there at the same time? Tony Pollard in the slot? Are we going to see some jet sweeps?
I got to ask you honestly, Scooter, if Pollard is averaging, say, 6 yards a carry and Zeke is averaging 2, and it's clearly obvious that Pollard is the superior back, are you calling for him to get the majority of the snaps, or are you just having some delusional loyalty to Ezekiel Elliott? I just want to ask that question.
Here's the thing. Most people who present this question don't understand what they're even saying. Okay? Because if you're talking about this, you have to talk about the running back role in its entirety. If Tony Pollard were a better running back than Zeke, he would be starting over Zeke. Period.
And he will be.
You don't think it's because you paid him out of remorse for paying your star players?
Listen, can I finish the point?
Yes,
the point
you may.
is this. Tony Pollard can't block. He can't pass protect. You throw on plays when Tony Pollard is tasked with pass protecting. Dak is running for his life. Like, Dak almost got hurt on some plays where Tony Pollard is supposed to protect because for whatever reason, he just can't.
Your line was
injured. He's afraid of contact. He's afraid of getting in front of somebody.
Look at his build. He's not built like Zeke. Zeke is built like a pass protector. Ezekiel Elliott is one of the, if not the best pass blocking running backs in the league. So,
to your point then, Scooter, with that in mind, right? So like he's really, really good. So why are they not utilizing both of them, just run it out of the eye and just play him as a fullback?
So that's
that's his
I'm interested to see this training camp. What will that look like?
But at the same time, you can't pay him that much money to be a fullback. I think they're in between a rock and a hard place, right? So that's what I mean. Like, if you play him as a fullback, and that's going to be, I don't want to say his primary role, but if you're saying like, hey, Pollard's doing better, well, then you have a huge problem because then you're still paying Zeke all this money.
Yeah,
so I feel like they're in like
going to be feasting as a buffet table at that rate.
My thing is this. My thing is I'm not looking at it as like a either or, right? And that's how the media is looking at this. Like, well, it's either Zeke or it's Pollard. Says who? Like, you need more than one running back, okay? You are going to get dinged up as the season goes along. We don't know what the season has. It is good to have two good running backs.
But still, it does kind of make your team predictable, right? Like, if Pollard can't block and Zeke can't run, like, the defense are going to know what's happening, right?
But
when he's out there, they're going to hand it to Pollard. When Zeke is out there, he's going to drop back.
It's very similar to what happened with Baker Mayfield, in my opinion. Everyone said Baker should have just shut it down. Baker was hurting himself, right? The team didn't value that. What the heck do you think was happening with Zeke last year? You think Zeke was healthy? Look at the first 4 games of that season. Look at them.
Yeah,
look at
it. Goes back to the point that you overpaid
in 2020. He had the most fumbles of any running back in the NFL. It wasn't just
he was trying to do too much.
But what I'm saying is this: everyone's talking about Zeke's down, Zeke's bad. Go look at the first 4 games. Go look at before Zeke got injured. He was literally on pace to have the best season as a running back before he got injured. He gets in. Check the stats, please.
No. I would say he was really good, but he was not beating Derrick Henry. He wasn't putting up 2,000 yards.
He was on pace. It was going to be
2,000 yards. Okay, somebody go check the math.
I said this last week that he was amazing before injury, and I think because of that, he was underrated and grossly overhated for that. But
I'm looking at this as this dude was injured. Everyone's trying to say he's out. Yes, he has some years on him, but in my opinion, this dude was injured. Just like what's the guy on the 76ers? James Harden was injured last year. Let's see how James Harden plays this year when he's not injured. Let's see how
vanish in the playoffs again, like always.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
all right. Tom, any position battles in the Packer country that you want to see?
Wide receiver. I would like to see
who shall emerge.
Wide receiver. I'm again like there's Christian Watson, obviously, but Romeo Doubs, I'm super excited to see him. I think Alan Lazard, I'm gonna have a video that's gonna come out next week on who I think the Packers' #1 wide receiver is going to be. But I think that people also, I don't think that the Packers
Every day,
need
Vegas.
one.
Every day.
If that makes sense, because I think that they're going to be just so balanced. I think they're going to have a really good run game. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned. I'm just curious on who's going to step up, or it's going to be me.
Yeah, well, you're signed for sure. We saw the tape. We saw you catch a ball from Kurt Benkert.
And now I also am a vampire, or Michael Jackson.
Tree, any battles? There's one I can think of.
Oh, we got plenty of battles here. We got quarterback battle, Kenny Pickett, Mitch kissing titties. He's probably going to win. We got Mason Rudolph, whom every Yinzer apparently hates because he's the worst quarterback we've apparently had since Bubby Brister, even though that's not true. I would go also right defensive end to go with, Stephon Tuitt had just retired. We have DeMarvin Leal, who is a really high pedigree third-round pick out of Texas A&M. We brought in Larry Ogunjobi. He's probably your nose. You got Tyson Alualu. He could be your right defensive end as well. Middle linebacker is another thing as well. Devin Bush, he's on his last legs, last chance, I would say. Miles Jack is probably getting the red dot. So it's probably going to be between Devin Bush and Robert Spillane, I would say, for a training camp battle. Cornerback as well. You've lost a big hole with Joe Hayden. So you have Levi Wallace probably as your number one, Cam Sutton, Justin Lane, they really love. So maybe I'll issue with those there. You have to settle that situation. And then I would probably say offensive line as well. You have new pieces coming in. Is Dan Moore still the left tackle? The only real set position is probably Chuck Okorafor. Kevin Dotson still has question marks at right guard. You have Mason Cole and James Daniels to fit in there somewhere. So plenty of questions to ask if you are a Steelers fan.
My question that I'm asking you, Tree, what are you anticipating for this season? Like, are you
same thing I always do with the Steelers: 8-9, 9-8, 7-10. That's how it always is. And they're going to fluke their way to about 5 wins, and it's going to be awful.
The Browns as they're over 500. Rosen.
What would you like to see, though? Like, as a fan, what is the one thing you're hopeful for that you want to see the Steelers do this? As long as they do this, the season's not.
Because fuck the Browns.
There we go.
You know what? I'm okay with that. You know why? Because
we need a dump button.
Well, whatever. You know what? I'll take a dump. Whatever. But you know what? We lasted 51 minutes this time. We're making progress.
As long as you beat the Browns, the season is not for naught. I like it.
I do have a position battle for my team. It's very specific. It's Daniel Jones versus the turf. Now, if the turf tries to sneak up on him again like it did 2 years ago, we could have trouble. I also want to see Daniel Jones versus fumbling. That's another thing. And lastly, I want to see Daniel Jones against getting hurt, because even though the New York fans make fun of him, when he was out, they were garbage last year. Garbage.
Well, I mean,
especially when you have Mike Glennon.
Still garbage with him in there.
Yeah, that's true. But still, they were terrible without him. When Jake from State Farm is out there playing,
what does your heart say? Will the Giants re-sign Daniel Jones? What does your heart say?
My heart says that Daboll can fix him. My mind looks at guys like Sam Darnold or, other type of athletic, fast quarterbacks that went other places and weren't fixed or got a new coach. But I think Daboll can fix them. It's going to, again, put us in a situation where maybe they win 8 games and you're forced to pay him, and you're stuck ride or dying with a guy that whose career high is 8 wins. It's kind of scary, but I think if there's noticeable improvement, maybe you get him at a bargain, though. Maybe you don't have to pay him Kyler Murray money, and he's fine with $15 million on a like a 3-year or 2-year deal. I think that's okay too. So maybe something like that happens.
With you guys re-signing
You're not forced to pay somebody. Yeah. You don't have to give him 5 years. I think if he has a mediocre season, nobody else is giving him 5 years. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. If we're really bad, he's gone. He is gone. They're taking it, but I think with Thibodeau and Neal coming in, they're going to be a better team.
I'm just looking at to Morbius. The costume is spectacular. Like I can barely even tell that's not your hair at this point.
Thank you. Oh, I worked hard on it.
Right. You look like Murray in
It looks
Impractical
fantastic.
Jokers when he
Can we
had
get
to
some
wear cheese
W's
hair.
in my
Yes.
chat, please?
Uh-huh.
W's
Listen.
in the chat for this.
Listen, when I have a punishment, I go all the way. All right.
Yes.
Like, it's,
Yes. You did go all the
Yes,
way.
He does go all
Mhm.
the way, especially.
All
when it's
right.
fun.
We have made it to 6 p.m. It's time to do the countdown and wrap this show up.
It was a morbid of a time.
Unless there's anything you guys want to talk about.
The only thing we need to talk about is how people need to donate to 5 immediately, right
Morbid.
now.
No. We don't need
Honestly,
to do
Scooter,
that.
take
We
your own
don't-
advice. Be realistic.
No. Detroit fans already took care of that. He did that earlier. He or she. Not trying to assign a gender there. Cowboys are winning 9 games max, is what Sam Lusk said. All right, let's do the countdown. Hold on.
Mine is generous.
And Tom is gonna rap the song, but it's gonna do this.
Sped up again. Now it's slowing down.
Now it's slowing down.
Mood lighting.
2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 4. A few more seconds, Morbius is out the door. Because we know that this is what you came here for. To see me wear some fangs and cry because they cut into my mouth and there's probably blood in there and my dentist is going to be really upset.
It's Morbin time. All right, I got a feeling Tree is the low man today. What do you got?
Honestly, I'm okay with that. 157.98. I'm absolutely happy with that. You know what? I'll take
All
it.
right,
To Morbius?
224.90.
Here comes the competition. I'm at
Here we go, baby.
559.04. Scoot McGroot.
6:15:13. My gosh.
Be realistic, Scooter.
My idea for a punishment was that Scooter has to design the thumbnail for next week's episode in Photoshop, or we get a viewer to design the worst, crappiest thumbnail on earth, and we get to pick it.
Wait,
And
what?
Scooter
That's
has to-
it? It's a thumbnail?
Yeah, dang, I would
gotta
hate
dress
to
as a
do
vampire
that.
and watch Morbius, and he made $100 less than me,
Dang.
and he has to design a
I don't
thumbnail.
want to do that.
Oh man,
So it's a bad idea.
Oh.
I like this one. Wear a tuxedo. Go out and rent a tux. You know what we should do is
Drug
is-
Raver Rat, not bad. Watch the Little Giants.
Scooter, maybe we should pretend that you're being drafted and you would wear your draft day fit. What was that one that we said? Have them watch Little Giants and give a positive review.
Well, remember, they beat the Cowboys in that video.
They do beat the Cowboys. They annexed Puerto Rico. A tuck size 4 sizes too big.
Ooh,
That
like
would
the
be a
Washington
complete
football team
waste.
jersey.
Ooh, no, we've already done that. Come on, guys, come up with something. My idea was not good.
I still want my Eagles.
I'm trying to think of a punishment
Yeah.
too. I mean, most of the punishments are just like not talk about the Dallas Cowboys, but we've already done that one.
An Amari Cooper
done that one.
Browns jersey.
Oh, my.
I think we should have to send him to Lambeau, right? Like,
Yeah, actually,
we-
let's culminate some punishments. Let's do maybe 3 or 4 or 5. Then he goes to Lambeau with the Cowboy or the Packers gear on. Now, how about we build to that? So you know what? So he doesn't have to worry about cost.
go to a strip club. That's really funny.
Okay.
I think that you and your girlfriend should take you to a strip club and you should just retract in horror the whole time.
Man,
just
if y'all
be
don't
like,
give me a
He's already gonna do
punishment
that
to
anyway.
do right now.
I think he should have to do the entire show in Packers gear. No, that's too light.
It's too.
You should do the entire
Dress
the
as
entire
Jake from
video in
State
Redskins
Farm.
gear.
Come on, make Scooter watch Coach.
the true punishment.
How many seasons of Coach are there?
About my 4th.
4th season. You
Episode
should have
7
to
coming out
binge
Saturday.
watch a season of Coach.
Oh no, the
Scooter,
first
and
one's
then-
the worst one. No, he's got to because they're like short episodes. So
How long
long
in
is-
total is?
Yeah, how
season
long
one?
is the whole thing? Because I
it's
will
like
go
a few
through
hours.
and watch every episode of Coach and
And you-
leave a comment on every episode.
I actually, yeah, sure.
I think that's fair. And then give us a report while wearing Packers.
So you
gear.
watch every episode of Coach.
Do you own a cheese head, Scooter?
I can get one.
Okay. Every episode of Coach.
Coach season 1 is bad. I'm letting you know right now. It's not good.
When does it get good?
Okay, yes.
Second season. Season.
Okay.
Season finale of 1 is good, but yeah.
Season 1 usually
next
takes
week,
some time to get
a
used to.
cheese
Like
head,
Office, Parks and Rec. It take a
How,
while.
how many
t-shirt.
hours is all this? Like, is it like 8 hours?
As many as it takes.
No, it's not 8 hours. No. It's 6 episodes a season, except for this season, which is 8. But no, they're like 10-ish minutes, maybe an episode.
Gosh, I'm
They're
about
short.
to learn all of the Tom Grossi
The
lore.
Lord!
Oh my
That's
God.
actually a good punishment. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this
Okay, this
the
is good.
first
Wait a
season
minute. Oh my
better
God.
or worse?
Wait. Do you still have the wildflower outfit? Please do a review in that outfit. Please.
I might have to repurchase.
To look
some
in
stuff.
his Oh, you
I'll
auctioned
look-
it
I'll look
off?
at-
That's a violation.
I'll look into it.
I had to throw my shampoo costume out. It ripped and smelly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
it was well, it
sad.
came to be ripped.
R.I.P.
so.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So next week, Cheesehead, Packers t-shirt, every episode of Coach.
Don't worry. A new episode will be out, and the finale's next
Mm-hmm.
week, Scooter. So
Tree, what you got coming out?
Looking
after
forward.
this?
Well, sports ball for NHL free agency. Editing that right now, hoping for this weekend's release.
Scooter, what you got?
We are doing Cowboys fans during the off season. We are filming that
Mm.
tomorrow. We're getting ready for the football season. Please pray for me because we're putting out 5 videos a week this year, and I'm scared.
At least you don't have to edit them because editing, I hate editing.
I'm
Tom,
editing all of them. What do you mean?
You're
It's
editing?
time intensive.
Yes.
You don't have an editor?
No, these are 24. These are 12-hour turnarounds. Who's gonna do
Okay.
this?
Someone you trust.
Someone you
All
pay a
right.
lot of money to.
I don't trust them.
Tom, what you got coming out?
Q&A tomorrow. Coach Saturday.
All right.
My God.
I have after this tonight toughest
Waiting for
players in
tonight?
NFL history. Toughest
Ooh.
players in NFL. If you guys had to name who you think was the toughest player in NFL history, name one guy.
Brett Favre.
Lawrence
Greg
Taylor.
Jennings. Greg Jennings, broken
He put
leg.
the whole team on
touchdown
his
Yes, he
back.
put the whole
Broken leg.
team on his back. Greg Jennings. Scooter, who's the toughest?
Lawrence Taylor. For whatever
None of
reason,
those guys
I just
are on the
feel like-
list. None of
Favre
those
is not on
guys
the
are
list?
No.
Not Greg Jennings.
Brett
Dude.
Favre took painkillers to get over it. These guys ate dirt. Seriously, you guys cannot.
That's the guy.
You think
That's what I'm
guys?
thinking of.
You think Brett Favre is tougher than Jack Youngblood?
I mean, he does have the record for most consecutive starts.
Jack
And-
Youngblood.
and interception.
You
No.
find out. Watch the video. Find out what Jack Youngblood did. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Detroit fans, for donating to me and not having. me
How
get
many
punished.
episodes, bro?
Yep, all of them.
We're
All
done.
of them. We'll see you guys next week.
It's Morbin
Turner will-
time.
Later, guys.